So in today's episode, we will be doing yoga on at the wall, and I'm going to show you the setup of our first position. I'm going to use two blocks side by side and place a blanket if you have one or a towel at home, and we'll start seated at the wall. So crisscross your legs and then sit upright, finding the wall behind you, hands on your knees or maybe in your lap. Find whatever feels comfortable and then just gently close the eyes. Start to feel the breath coming in through the nose and out through the nose. Notice the inflation of your belly, chest, ribs, and then bringing softness with your breath out. Starting to feel the length of your inhales as the crown of the head reaches up, and as you take your breath out, feel the grounding underneath your seat. Notice all the parts of the body touching the ground, the mat, the block, the blanket. And simply start to feel heavy as you come into the presence. Start to notice the breaths. Try to make them long and deep. Take a few more breaths here until you feel you have arrived on your mat and ready to practice. Take one more deep breath in here and deep breath out through the nose. And gently open your eyes, bring your hands to prayer, and maybe make an intention for your practice. It's always a good idea to make a goal, make a purpose out of your practice, so you have something to look forward to or work towards. And don't worry if you can't decide on something right now. Maybe you can take one at the end of the class. Just feel that you have arrived on your mat and fully dedicated your practice to yourself. And bow your head as you exhale. And then gently come on to your all fours. Actually, we're going to start standing. So remove your props to the side and then bring your hands to the wall at about waist height. And then start to walk your feet back. Your feet are underneath your hips. And then start to lean your torso forward until your ears align with your biceps. Start to press your feet down, your hands into the wall so you're supported. And then start to push your hips back, tailbone is long, back flat, pull the belly into your spine. And start to firm up your thighs as you lift your kneecaps up. You can also use this as a variation for downward facing dog if you feel that you're putting too much pressure on your wrist. This is a great way to elongate your spine. Start to notice the hamstrings, the tightness, and start to feel the strength in your legs and awaken your body. Take a few more breaths here until you feel the activation of your side body. Relax the shoulders and lengthen your neck. And then gently start to lift up your torso. Walk your feet forward. We're going to come into standing shoulder stretch. So bring your right hand away from you, and then start to walk yourself towards the wall. Bring your left hand to your hip, and then turn your body towards the left. So you'll feel a nice stretch in the front of your shoulder here. And only go as far as your body allows you. Try not to push anything. And then start to breathe deeply, bringing your breath, guiding it to your right shoulder. And then gently start to walk your feet forward towards the wall. Take your left arm out to the side, and then bring your right hand to your hip. Start to see if you can walk your feet all the way towards the right side, or as far as it can let you. And start to deepen the breath, noticing the sensation in your shoulders, and gently guiding your breath to reduce that intensity. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. And gently walking towards the wall, remove your hand from the wall and start to walk back. Once again, to find your flat back here, start to elongate your spine, push the mat or push the wall away from you. So propping against the wall is a great idea, just so you can feel the support of the wall wherever and whenever you need it. Take one more last deep breath in and a deep breath out. And start to walk forward slightly. And we're going to take Uttita Hasta Padangustasana, which is a standing extended leg posture. So stabilize your left foot down, ground into the mat, and then bring your right knee into your chest. So once you feel stable here, either you can hold on to your right thigh or your hands can be on your hips. Just to find that stability, place your right foot on the wall, and then adjust your left foot as much as needed so you can straighten your right leg. So the wall is great here because you don't have to worry about your foot being held or lifting up with your body strength. So this is a great way to open your right upper thigh. And if your practice permits you and if you feel more stable, maybe bring your hands to your hips or reach your arms overhead, or maybe extend it out in T. Just start to notice the engagement of your left thigh as you press your left foot down. Just a couple breaths here so we can feel how engaged we are and how stable we feel using the wall. And gently bring your hands back to prayer and your hips. Start to bend in your right knee and then gently lift it off the wall. Release it down into the mat. Let's try the other side. Gently press the right foot into the mat, stabilize it, lift your left heel, and bring your left knee towards the chest. Flexing the foot, and when you're ready, you can extend your leg out. Find the wall height that works for your body. And then start to flex your right thigh, left thigh, pressing into the mat, into the wall. Find stability, and then square the hips. So see if your left hip is lifted up like this. Try to press it down so you can even out the hips here. When you feel stable, your arms can take any variation. Hands to prayer, reaching up to the sky. This way you feel more length in your body, or out to the side in T. And then gently start to bring your hands back to your heart. Take as many breaths you like here until you feel you can, and then release your left foot down into the mat. Just shake it out. And now we are taking some flow, but using the wall. So starting with the tabletop position, aligning your feet. Remove the props in case. Aligning your feet with the wall behind you. Few rounds of cat and cow. Just feel the heels pressing against the wall, and then drop the belly, lift your chest, broadening your collarbones, and then round your spine as you tuck your tailbone and your chin. Press the mat away, and then drop the belly, lift your chest, gaze with your breath. On your exhale, round your spine, pushing the mat away, create more space between the shoulder blades. One more inhale, lift the chest, drop the belly. One more exhale, round your spine. And then from here, we'll take a little flow. So walk your knees slightly forward, walk your hands slightly forward, maybe a few inches. And then lift your knees as you press your hands. Find your down dog, supporting your heels on the wall. Notice how this feels because you have the support of the wall. Finding your upside down V, ears framed by your biceps, pushing the mat away, hips are high. So just make sure how your wrists feel here. Avoid any dumping of the weight here. So you're evenly pressing through your fingers, knuckles, wrists, and evenly pushing your mat away, lifting the hips high and engaging your legs as well. Gently bend your knees here as you take your right leg up for down dog split. Again, notice how this wall is helping you here to lift it higher and press it against the wall. And then bring your right knee into your chest, stepping your right foot to your right hand. Finding your low lunge, lift your chest up high. Remember that back wall is helping you to keep your leg as it is, heel pressing into the wall. And then just straighten your right leg, finding your pyramid pose. Maybe walk the hands back if you can. You can always use blocks in this posture to find more length and fold. The walls, the blocks, they're all here to help us go deeper into our practice and help you breathe freely without straining your breath or intensifying these postures. And then gently coming back into that low crescent lunge. Press that back heel into the wall. Stabilize your right foot and reach your arms up for high crescent lunge. Notice how the back leg, back inner thigh is rolling towards your back heel as your left outer hip reaches forward, squaring out the hips. And see if you can drop your hips slightly here, paralleling your right thigh with the floor, the ground. One more breath in. And then release your hands into prayer here. Bring your left knee down if you wish. Coming into a twist position. Prayer twist lunge. Hands can be in prayer here. And then maybe hook the elbow or maybe open up the arms if you're able to. I'll keep my hands in prayer. And if you wish to, you can lift your back knee off the ground, still supported with your wall. Take one more breath in. And then release your knee down, hands to the floor. Step back into downward facing dog. Start to feel that engagement of legs again, the support of the wall, pressing evenly through both hands. And then reach that left leg up and back. Press your foot into the wall. Feeling the stretch in your inner thighs. And then bringing your left knee to the chest, step it forward into low crescent lunge. Lift your fingertips high. Keep pressing the back heel into the mat, lifting your right thigh away from the floor or the ground. And then straighten your legs here for pyramid pose. Maybe if you need to use the blocks. Just try to scissor your inner thighs towards each other, squaring out the hips. Send your left hip back towards the wall, pulling your right outer hip towards the mat. Keep lengthening with your inhales and fall deeper with your exhale, softening chest, jaw, forehead, even your shoulders and elbows. And then gently rebending your front knee, find your back wall against your right heel and reach up high for your high crescent lunge. Again, find the position that can work for you, keeping you engaged, rooted, but also give you length and stretch. Pulling the low belly in towards your spine. Keep reaching high as you drop the hips down towards the floor. And then bring your hands to prayer. We'll take that same twist prayer lunge, removing the blocks. Bring your right knee down. Right elbow to the left thigh. Turn your gaze up if you can. Lift your back knee if you can. Just use the support of the wall to stabilize this posture. Try to lift your belly away from your thigh. Try to engage the leg. Press the left hip back, pulling the right hip forward. And then gently coming back to center, release that knee, hands to the floor, press your hands down, step back to down dog. Take a couple breaths here to reset. And then we'll walk our feet slightly forward. We're taking a different flow, so we'll try to create more space behind our heels. Take your right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Bring your right knee to your right elbow, and then send it up and back. Right knee comes to the chest, surround your spine, push the mat away. Take it up and back one more time. Right knee to left elbow, and then send it up and back. And step your right foot in between your hands, right in the middle of the mat. Turn your left heel down, and your left outer foot against the mat. Make sure your right ankle and your right knee are in one line. Press the heels down, rise into your warrior two. Extend the arms out, reach out through your fingers. Feel the inner thighs opening and engaging. The feet rooting down into the mat. Once you feel stable, try to press your right knee out to your right pinky toe and roll your inner left thigh towards your back heel. Flip your front palm, reverse your warrior. Take your right arm up over. Keep that right knee bent. Taking a modified side angle, bring your right forearm to your right thigh. Left arm up and over. And remember, we are still using the wall as our prop. So use that and press into the wall with your left outer foot. Slowly press the feet, rise back up, straighten your right leg. And maybe you want to shorten the stance for our next posture, triangle pose. So bring your left hand to your hip, cut your right hip back as you reach your right arm forward, and release it down onto your shin, or you can use a block inside your right shin. And left arm reaches up overhead. Find what works for you here. Try to keep the length in your both side body. Maybe left arm reaches up and over. Notice that pressing of your left outer foot into the wall, feeling the length in the left side body. And if you feel more stable, press the right feet down, inner thigh squeeze. Maybe right arm reaches forward as well. And then gently release the right hand back down, left hand to your left hip. Take that right block to the right side of the mat, outside your right pinky toe, about 6 inches at a diagonal. And then gently step your left foot in, press into that block with your right hand. Lift the left foot off the mat from the wall. You can always use the wall for this posture as well. You just have to adjust your feet or your legs to find the wall for your half moon posture. So the block is at about torso length away from your foot, finding one line from your heel to the crown of the head. Press the right foot down, firming up your left thigh, evenly pressing into the block, mat, and the wall. Bring your left hand towards the mat, then release that left foot down again, finding your low crescent lunge, and then stepping back into down dog. Take a couple breaths to reset, and then we'll do the other side. You can always take a child's pose in between. Knees wide, toes touch. Release your forehead to the mat. And then rising back up. Let's do the other side. Find your down dog with your heels against the mat, against the wall. And then press into your hands, lift your left leg up and back. And then bring your left knee to your left wrist or left elbow. Send it up and back. You can always totally skip this part if it's too much for you. Round your spine. This just brings a little more opening and flexibility in your joints. Warrior 2, as you step your left foot in between both hands or in the middle of the mat. Turn your right heel down, prop it against the wall. Press the feet down and rise up into Warrior 2, extending the arms. The wall is in my way, so I can't reach my fingers to the back. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Feel the stability here by pressing both feet into the mat and the wall. And then flip your front palm, reverse your warrior. Sending your left hip back, reach your left forearm to your left thigh, right arm up and over. Look underneath your right arm. Keep opening the left shoulder away instead of hunching like that. So keep the opening, rotate your ribs. Keep pressing the right foot down. Feel the engagement in your legs. Lengthen your side body. And press the feet, rise up, reverse the warrior, reverse your triangle. And here you might have to adjust your feet, shorten your stance, reach your left arm forward and release the hand to the shin, the block, not necessarily to the ground. So you want to keep the length in your side body. Gaze can be up to the ceiling or to the side. Maybe right arm reaches over as you press the foot down. Squeeze the inner thighs. Maybe lift your left arm up. Deepen your breath. Find the shake in your body. And gently release your hand down, right arm up. Bring your right hand to your right hip. This time we'll walk the left foot back so we can find our half moon at the wall. You still have to figure out where is the right position. So you might have to move back and forth a couple times until you find the right position. So you're trying to stack the hips. Press evenly through both feet. And then reach out to your arms. Sending your left hip back. Firm up your right thigh. Squeeze your glutes. And you notice the support of the wall for your right foot. You might feel this shake in your hips, your thighs, but knowing that the wall is there to support you, maybe you can hang out a little bit longer. And then release your hand down to the floor. Remove the props, step back to down dog. And maybe take a few breaths in child's pose. Slowly rise back up into your tabletop position. And then tuck your toes to lift your knees off the ground. We have a couple more poses we could do at the wall. Take your right leg up and back, three-legged dog once again. Try to elongate and press the ball of your foot into the wall so you can stretch out your calf muscle and get your long side body as you press your hands and push the mat away. And then gently bring your right knee to your right elbow, pushing it back and up. Again, this is optional, you don't have to do it. Right knee to right elbow, up and back. Right knee to right elbow. This time we're taking lizard pose, so step your right foot out towards the right hand, right side of the mat, and walk your left foot against the wall so you have the support, and adjust your setting accordingly. You can stay here, lift your back knee off the ground, pressing the heel into the wall. You can stay here, feel the inner thighs scissoring. Keep your gaze in front of the mat, slightly ahead of your crown of the head. Just a couple breaths here to feel the activation. And take a little hip opening here, so take a block or two next to each other. And come to your forearms, left knee can come down. And then turn your right foot out slightly and come onto the outer edge of your right foot. Remember that wall is still there to support your back foot. And if you're not using the wall, you can always untuck your toes and feel the length in your leg release your right foot back where it was. You're coming into supported warrior 3. So take your blocks in front of you, third setting, highest setting, and then lift your back leg off the mat. Find your low lunge. Walk your blocks about torso length in front of you. Gently step your left foot in halfway, and then step into the right foot and gently lift your back leg. I'm not using the wall, but you can obviously use the wall. Let's try that. So walk your right foot back instead of left foot forward, and then find the wall for your warrior 3. So this is much more stable using the blocks, the wall. Start to firm up through your legs, feel the activation. Keep breathing in and notice if your hips are aligned well, square them out. One hip is in line with the other. Rolling your right inner thigh to the back and your left inner thigh to the ceiling. Take one more deep breath in. One more deep breath out. And then gently releasing the left foot down into the mat. Keep your blocks handy. Walk your right foot back into downward facing dog. Take your left leg up and back, three-legged dog. Press the ball of your foot into the wall, and then press the right heel down to feel the hamstring opening. Take your left knee to left elbow, bringing weight over your shoulders and wrists. Shifting the weight forward. Again, this is optional. And then step your left foot outside your left hand. Keep your hands grounded, back heel lifted. Use the wall to support you here. Right knee is lifted, scissoring the inner thighs. Press the left foot down and back towards your right foot. Your left knee and your left upper arm are pressing against each other to keep the opening in your inner thighs. We'll take that lizard position with the forearms on our blocks, right knee down, and open up the left hip to the side as you step your left toes out to the 11 o'clock margin and opening up your left hip. Sinking your hips even further down towards the mat. Keep breathing, pressing the forearms down into the block and down and back, bringing your chest forward. Elongate your neck. And then release the left foot down again into the position where it was. Walking your blocks in the third setting. Step your left foot back this time. We'll use the wall for our warrior 3 version. You might have to adjust your foot and hands depending on where the wall fits into all this. So, right foot in line with your right hip in line with your left hip. Press the left foot down, left outer hip presses towards the back wall. And start to firm up your right thigh up against the ceiling. Breathing in, breathing out. Low belly pulls in towards the spine. Keeping your torso nice and long. Crown of the head reaching forward, tailbone reaching back. Everything is very active right now. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. And gently soften your knees. Place your right foot down. Remove the props. Step back into downward facing dog. And then lower your knees down into tabletop position. Come to sit on your heels and allow your hands to join in prayer at your heart. Notice how you feel using the wall, using the support, and finding the right alignment. Keeping yourself nice and active, firm, the breath steady and strong. If you would like to end your practice here, you can, or you can take the other stretches that I have in my practice and on my videos. Click on the link above. Thank you for joining. Thank you for practicing with me. Hope you like the video. If you do, please like the video, share it with anybody who can use it and who would like to start their yoga practice. Namaste.